How to increase your personal productivity by using Google's artificial intelligence to chat with YouTube videos. Gemini is Google's most advanced artificial intelligence. NoteBookLM is Google's AI-powered note-taking app. NoteBookLM is powered by Gemini, Google's most advanced artificial intelligence. NoteBookLM allows you to take the transcript from a YouTube video, input it into NoteBookLM, and then have Gemini, Google's artificial intelligence, to generate summaries and other chat actions. In this video, I will show you how to do this. I'll give you some background on Gemini, and I will demonstrate with 6 YouTube videos. I did this the last few days. I've been using NoteBookLM, and I have personally saved hours of my time. So first, let me give you an overview of how I increase my productivity using NoteBookLM. NoteBookLM can be accessed at notebooklm.google.com. And the prompt that I used to summarize the YouTube videos is this. This source is a transcript of a YouTube video. Summarize this transcript with bullet points in approximately 300 words. This prompt gave me good responses, and it was a good starting point, after which I could ask other questions and request of NoteBookLM, which is running on Gemini, to provide me outputs that will help me understand what's going on in the YouTube video without actually watching the YouTube video. Now, when I first started using NoteBookLM, I would just put summarize, and frequently it would give me a pretty good answer. But sometimes it would give me an answer because it would analyze, like if it was a longer video, it would analyze only part of the video, and it would not give me the answer that I wanted. So then I remembered the principles of writing prompts. So you can do several things. You can add things to the prompts to increase the likelihood that you're going to get a good response from an artificial intelligence. One of the things is persona. So you can tell the artificial intelligence that it has a specific role or a job. You can give it parameters, context, background. Then you give it an action, like summarize or outline, and then you can specify the output, specify length, style, and genre, etc. And so, keeping these principles in mind, that's how I wrote the above prompt. This source is a transcript of a YouTube video, summarizes transcript with bullet points in approximately 300 words. And I'm going to demonstrate with six YouTube videos, some of them that I watched yesterday, and some of them that I processed, and some of them are new. So, NoteBookLM is Google's artificial intelligence. You can go to notebooklm.google, click Try NoteBookLM, and you sign in with a Gmail account. You could Google NoteBookLM, and it'll give you links. To go directly to NoteBookLM, you can type in notebooklm.google.com, and it'll take you straight to the NoteBookLM page. So, to give some background, on December 6, 2023, Google officially announced the introduction of Gemini. Gemini is Google's most advanced artificial intelligence. It is a competitor to OpenAI's ChatGPT, or GPT-4. Microsoft Copilot is powered by GPT-4. That's OpenAI. So OpenAI, ChatGPT, GPT-4 are competitors of Google's Gemini. I'm going to say at this point, it looks like Gemini is the most advanced model. So Gemini is a multimodal model. They'll emphasize this over and over, multimodal, which means that it can process information in different forms. It can process different types of information. Text, computer code like Python, audio, video, images. And it can do combinations of these different inputs. So Gemini is particularly good at processing text. So this is a graph on the Google's webpage, and they show here how Gemini performed on a benchmark known as MMLU, Massive Multitask Language Understanding. It says it's one of the most popular methods to test the knowledge and problem-solving abilities of AI models. So it tests knowledge in many different areas and the ability to problem solve. So the previous state of the art was GPT-4, OpenAI. It scored 86%. What they consider to be a human expert would score at 89.8%, about 89.8%. Gemini Ultra is their top of the line model, scored at 90%. It's the first artificial intelligence that beat the human expert. So Google tested Gemini on 32 benchmarks. And in 30 out of the 32 benchmarks, Gemini was superior to the competitors, to the state of the art. And it had more capabilities. Google separated the benchmarks under text and multimodal. So under text, you have general, which is MMLU, which is a representation of questions in 57 subjects, including STEM, humanities, and others. So it tested knowledge as well as problem solving. And it beat the human expert, and it beat GPT-4. It also beat the state of the art in the other categories, reasoning, math, and code. Specifically here, it's Python code. I will let you know that Gemini, as well as GPT-4, scored 94% on basic arithmetic, which is grade school math problems. However, in challenging math problems like algebra, geometry, pre-calculus, and others, it scored a 53%. So this is a weakness of the Gemini and GPT-4. They do not do well with advanced math. You're better off using a computer, calculator, or other program. Multimodal benchmarks include image, video, and audio. But NoteBookLM is what we're focusing on here is text. So we can take comfort in that NoteBookLM, powered by Gemini, does well with text. So NoteBookLM, this was in December 2023. Google confirmed that it is being powered by Gemini, specifically Gemini Pro. They have Gemini Ultra, Pro, and Nano. Gemini Pro is available on NoteBookLM and Bard, which is accessible to the general public, and Nano is on Pixel 8 Pro, Android 14. Now, another reason why I got excited and more about the Gemini and NoteBookLM and Bard is that Google is very generous with their limits. So you can upload up to 20 sources on NoteBookLM, and each source can have 200,000 words, up to 200,000 words. So each source can have up to 200,000 words, and you can have 20 sources. That's 4 million words. To help you visualize this, Harry Potter had 77,000 words, Hunger Games had 100,000 words, Game of Thrones had almost 300,000 words. So NoteBookLM allows each source to have 200,000 words, and 20 sources would have up to 4 million words. They're basically unlimited. So you could put up to over 50 Harry Potter books into NoteBookLM. I will also let you note that Bard has a YouTube extension, and you can do some of the things you can have Bard, which is powered by Gemini. They have an extension. The way to go to the extension is go to the top right, click extensions, and then activate the YouTube at YouTube. I played around with the Bard, but for what I want to do, NoteBookLM is a lot better. So notebooklm.google, try NoteBookLM, or go to notebooklm.google.com, notebooklm.google.com, and it will take you to the page. Now, once you get to the NoteBookLM page, at the bottom they have example notebooks, so the samples, And then to open up a new notebook, you click the plus sign, type in the title, save it. Now, Marketing 16 is my notebook, and I've already done some work on it. So on the left side are sources, and these are notes that I've saved. And at the bottom is a chat box where you can type in your chats. So at the bottom, you type in your actions, like summarize, and then in the upper right, there's a little caret that goes up and down, and that will reveal the conversation. This I'll show you when we actually have a conversation going. And then if you look at the sources here, you can check and uncheck the sources. If no sources are checked, you cannot type into the prompt box. So you have to pick a source. So I want to delete this source because I'm not going to use this. So here there's 3 dots, remove source. I'll remove this too. So now let me show you how I do the YouTube videos. And the YouTube videos that I picked are all over 9 minutes long. Oh, first let me go back to the prompt. So this first video here, this is Gemini, Unlocking Insights in Scientific Literature. This is where Google scientists show how they got Google Gemini to search through over 200,000 scientific papers, find 250 that are relevant, and then generate data and create a graph. But what I want to do here, what I'm most interested in here, is their prompt. So this is an example of what I meant by how to write a prompt. Persona, a role, job duties, parameters, context, background, and action. Output, specify the output. So here in their prompt box, this is what they're writing into Gemini. You are a helpful assistant. So this is what they input into Gemini. You are a helpful assistant. Your job is to, and then they put the job duties. And they said, here are some things to keep in mind. So they put in some facts, facts and parameters that they want Gemini to keep in mind. Then they provide a format, title, abstract. This is relating to the output. And then what they do is, here's the action. Evaluate paper that we know is relevant to the study. So they said, find the papers that are relevant to the study. So those are some of the things that you can do with a prompt. So I originally was being lazy and I would just type in summarize and it just wasn't doing. So I said, all right, well, let me try to do a better job here. So let's do this with this first video. So this first video is 10 minutes long, okay? It's about digital marketing 101. So what you do is underneath the channel icon, go into this gray description box, click more, keep scrolling down, click transcript. It's right here. If you see the channel icon, show transcript. And then in the transcript box, the 3 dots, click that, and you want to toggle timestamps to remove it. And then I copy. Copy it. So now let's go back to NoteBookLM. I'm going to add a source. You can add a file from Google Drive. You can add a PDF file and click copy text. So I'm going to put here digital marketing, and I'm going to paste. Then insert. So now I have a source. So see this check mark, that when you check it, that selects the source. Now when I make the transcripts, if you select all your sources or more than one sources, it will get confused for this particular task. So if you have here I have 2 sources. If both of these checks are checked off, Gemini will get confused and it'll try to look at both sources, and that's not what we want to do here. When would you use this? Let's say you're doing a research report on electric vehicles, and then you had 10 sources, and you wanted to draw from all 10 sources and integrate it. That's when you would click all the check marks, and then it would say 10 sources. Then you would say, you can ask questions or ask it to summarize from the 10 sources. But here we're only doing one source, so unclick this one, and only one box is checked. And notice here in the prompt box it says one source, and in here I'm gonna put in my prompt. Plus. Press enter or this arrow symbol. Give it a few seconds, and here we go. So at the top of this conversation panel, this great conversation panel, it says, this source is a transcript of a YouTube video. Summarize this transcript with bullet points in approximately 300 words. So that's the first summary. Now, if you want to save it, you can pin it, and then it'll save. Here, let me show you. If you do this, and it'll take it straight to a note. And so this is the note. So I could delete this note. I can always add a note, and then type my own note. And then to go back into the chat box, you can open the chat. Now let's say I want it to be a longer. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I picked 300 words. I said, okay, that gives me an idea of what's going on. But I want more information. And I'm going to put this, how about this? Generate a comprehensive summary of this transcript, and I'm going to remove the word count limitation, but I'm putting comprehensive, so that's the keyword here. So this source is a transcript of a YouTube video. Generate a comprehensive summary of this transcript with bullet points. So you could do, sometimes I've used 100, sometimes I do 200, 300. Okay, so here it is. Generate a comprehensive summary of this transcript with bullet points. It didn't go any longer. Okay. Key channels include website. Digital marketing. Key channels include website, search engine optimization. Talks about the marketing funnel and data insights. All right. So now let's go down to the next YouTube video. This is a comparison of Wix versus Squarespace. Click More. Show transcript. Toggle timestamps. Go to the top. Scroll down. Okay, here we go. Got it. This is a comparison of Wix versus Squarespace to build websites. Add source, copy text. Okay. So let's copy this one. Oh, unclick the other one. So make sure you only click one source. And this time, I'm going to just start off with a comprehensive summary. Let me just say, well, let's try this one. Enter. So the prompt is, this source is a transcript of a YouTube video. Generate a comprehensive summary of this transcript. Okay. Wix and Squarespace, templates, editor, features, e-commerce, SEO, security, pricing. I like this. I like this. Now we can do some more detailed stuff. I'm going to put here, this is what I mean by, this is what they mean by chatting. What are the pros and cons of Wix? What are the pros and cons of Wix? So another thing too is if you don't like a response, you can chat with it and try to tease out more information. Here we go. Here, I'm specifically interested in the pros and cons of Wix and Squarespace. So Wix offers several advantages and disadvantages. So this is good. Pros, cons. Well, let's do the same thing here. What are the pros and cons of Squarespace? And so let's go back to this video is 10 minutes long. So this format is really good for people who are visual learners that like to see text. So here we go. What are the pros and cons of Squarespace? Squarespace offers several advantages and disadvantages. Pros and cons. Like that. So let's do this. Generate a table comparing Wix and Squarespace including pros and cons. So this is a perfect example of when you want to use it to do it. So I did Wix, pros and cons, Squarespace, pros and cons. Okay. And it created a table for me. Pros and cons. So this is a situation where it helps to visualize things. All right, let's go to the next video. This was 10 minutes long. This one, here we go. 13 AI side hustles that anyone can start. And this is 25 minutes long. Click more. Show transcripts. Toggle. Scroll down, kind of slow down at the end so I don't overshoot. I've tried select all, it didn't work. Okay, copy. Then here we go. We're going to add another source. Add source, copy text. I'm going to put here AI hustle. Insert. So AI hustle, that's selected, the other ones are not selected. So we have one source, and let's do this. So frequently I'll do summarize just to get an idea of like what's in this video. And if there's material that I want to hear more of, for example, the Squarespace versus Wix one, it's like I'll read this first and it will prepare my brain. Oh, wow. AI-powered side hustles for making money. And it lists them. Let me see. Let's go back to this video. 13 AI side hustles. So let's do this. I'm going to put here, list the 13 side hustles. This one, that was a good response. I like this one. Sometimes the results are underwhelming. Sometimes I get very excited about the results. So it lists. I said, okay, what are the side hustles? Now, if I do want, now let's say I do want to listen to it. Now I have an outline. So I believe in multimodal learning, visual, audio, text. You can also ask specific questions. You can, or let's say I'm only interested in resume writing, so I can say, okay, I need to go past the middle of the video to listen to resume writing. So let's say I like this one a lot. So if you want to preserve the ones that, then click this pin, and then it will generate here. Click this, and I'm going to put here. And it will save it for you for future use. So that's the title, and I just click that thing, close it, it saves it. Now let me show you something here. So go down to the chat box at the bottom, it's the gray box. In the upper right corner, there's an arrow. You click it to open the chat and close the chat. So on this one, it had 10 citations. If you click the citations, it will show you where in the transcript it got its response. So Google, I read their technical report, which is here. And in here, they talk about how they try to increase the accuracy or reliability of Gemini's artificial intelligence. They call it factuality. So attribution or citation. It's faithful to the original source, and also it can tell you where it got it from. So that way a human can fact check it. They also tested it on its ability to give answers without you providing additional sources. And then hedging is where Google artificial intelligence will sometimes present information even though it's nonsense or inaccurate, but this is where they want Gemini to basically say, this is not answerable, I can't answer this question. So by having these citations, it allows a human to check the work. Or if you want to read more about it, so let's say I want to read more about, this tells you where to go in the transcript to see more about that particular citation. So citations are important. Okay, so that was good. Next video here. So these first three were ones I already did yesterday. And this 13 AI side hustle one got me excited. So here's another one. These next three are new. So I'm doing these for the first time. So this is 10 social media trends to keep an eye out for in 2024. So scroll down underneath the channel image, channel title, click more, show transcript, toggle, timestamps, intro. Okay, scroll down. Yeah, when I've done select all, it selects every single word on the whole web page. So what I do is, my problem is overshooting, so I'll just slow down toward the end. And she says goodbye. Okay, copy. Go back to NoteBookLM. Add a source. Copy text. Okay, what is the title of this? 10 social media trends to keep an eye out for in 2024. Yeah. Why type? There we go. Insert. Let it think. Okay. Uncheck the other sources. So again, if you look at the chat box at the bottom, it only says one source. So perfect. Let's start with this. "10 social media trends." Press enter or click that arrow. This source is a transcript of a YouTube video. Summarizes transcript with bullet points in approximately 300 words. Oh, here we go. Top 10 social media trends to watch in 2024. New search engines, SEO versus hashtags. Okay, this is good. This is good. I like this one. So I'm going to save. I'm going to even say thumbs up, good response. This gives feedback to Google. So I'm going to be honest with you. The first video that we did, I was like, I wasn't that excited about it. It's interesting. I did it yesterday, and it gave me a better answer. So sometimes sometimes it gives different answers. But this one I really like. So I'm going to save this. And I'm going to put here. So this video is 16 minutes long. So I put in the title, and then I just click the lower down on the note, and then I go back here, and it saves it. Now, yesterday I had a conversation, and today when I re-logged in, it erased the conversation. So if there's a chat, it will not save the chat. You got the responses that you like, you need to save. I really like this one. So I can look here, I can listen. So what I would do here is I could just read it, but this is something that I'm interested in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the video and I'm going to read along and use this as an outline. Okay, this I was happy with that response there. And so this is 16 minutes. Another way because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, educational, productivity type videos. Lectures, and the way one of the ways I will increase my productivity, I will increase playback speed. I'll never listen to I rarely listen to things in normal. I'll do 1.5, 1.5, sometimes 1.75, 2, usually 1.25 or 1.5. A lot of times sometimes the audio starts breaking down, so 1.25, 1.5. Or since I have YouTube Premium, I will download it onto my iPhone, and then I will walk and listen to the YouTube video on my iPhone. So that was 16 minutes. Next video here. This is an interesting one too. This is 22 minutes. The 50 most successful creators have this in common. Well, I'm curious. I will tell you this though. I have come across a lot of videos where the thumbnail is very attractive. The heading is enticing, and I'm sucked in. And I'm listening, and the speaker is just babbling, and I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" In educational, informative videos, I want linear talk. I want answers up front, prominently. But anyway, in those videos, what I'll do is the beauty of this NoteBookLM process is sometimes I'll look at the outline and I'm like, the video has nothing of interest to me, or it does not have useful information. So it's a good way to triage videos that you want to focus in on. So by doing this method, so if there's videos that seem to be interesting, you can eliminate a lot of videos that you will not watch. That saves hours of time by just not watching them. Then there's other videos where you can just read the Gemini outline and say, oh, cool, I got this. There's other ones where you could say, okay, I got this, but I want to watch a specific part of the video. Then there's other ones, if you really want to go into the video, is you can read the outline. If you read it first, it primes your brain, because the brain likes to have anchors and a framework. And then you can read along as you watch the video at 1.5 speed. So that increases These are productivity hacks. So anyway, so we got Modern Millie. I'm going to click here, more. Okay, scroll all the way down here. Show transcript. Toggle timestamps. Go to the top. Intro. Slowing down the scroll. Copy. Oh. No, actually, the last. Okay, she says bye, and then we'll. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay, slowing it down. Okay, this is the end. Copy. Add source. Paste. Title. Paste. Insert. Keep in mind, notebook we can have up to 20 sources. Very generous, 20 sources. And because we can have up to 20 sources, and each source can have 200,000 words, not characters, we can feel comfortable that we won't go over the limit. So uncheck this box. Go to the chat box at the bottom. Verify there's only one source. It's 50 most successful creators have this in common. I'm very curious about this. Let's see. Paste in there. Click this arrow. It's thinking. I'm actually curious because these last two videos I haven't done. A Gemini analysis of it. Okay, here we go. YouTube top 50 creators, commonalities and insights online. 4%. Okay, here we go. Okay, of the top 50 creators, 38% have been posting for 3 to 5 years. 40% have been posting for over 10 years. So posting length is an issue. Top platforms for creators. 40% is TikTok. 26% is YouTube. And then you had Vine and Twitch. So TikTok and YouTube are the top platforms. Current main platforms. Wow. 46% consider TikTok their main platform. 38% consider YouTube their main platform. And then 10% is Instagram. All right. So TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. This is useful information. Income breakdown. Instagram, 8.8 million. TikTok, 9.2 million. Wow. Now I see why people are doing TikTok. Twitch, 9.85 million. YouTube, 21 million. Oh, YouTube's the highest. So YouTube is number one at 21 million. And then Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch are all around 9 million. Business ownership. 62% own businesses outside of their personal brand. And 38% do not own separate businesses. So 62% have multiple businesses. Takeaway. Consistent effort and perseverance are the common threads among successful creators. This is interesting information, so I'm going to watch this video. So triage. So that's another thing. Remember, not watching a video that you might have is a time saver too. But this one is one I'm going to look more carefully at. 50 most successful creators have this in common. And this is 21 minutes. And the final video is a great book, Atomic Habits, 20 lessons. So we can make a list out of this. Atomic Habits Summary, 20 lessons. 1% Better is the channel. Click more. Show transcript. Toggle timestamps. I'm looking for a better way to do this, but this is the best answer that I have right now. This transcript is kind of odd. Maybe it's in a foreign language. There might be. I'm wondering if there's an accent issue. Yeah, this transcript, it has like gibberish in it. Here, let's try this one. This one is 28 minutes. And also about atomic habits. Atomic habits summary. Channel is escaping the ordinary. Click more. Show transcript. Toggle timestamps. Okay, this looks better. Yeah, the previous one video just was gibberish. So I don't know what happened with that transcript. This transcript looks excellent. Okay, hold on. Oh, did it again. 28-minute video. Hold on. Okay, let me go down to the bottom. Okay, it ends with thank you for watching. Introduction. All right. Yeah. I'm looking for a better way to do this. That's why I was interested in Bard, because it's integrated with YouTube. But I couldn't... I had to play around with it a little bit more. Both Bard and NoteBookLM use Gemini Pro. Getting close to the end. Oh, here we go. Thank you for watching. Got it. All right. Add source. Copy text. Paste. Putting a title in here. Let me just put here Atomic Habits Summary. Insert. Make sure we only click Atomic Habits. One source, got it. Put in our prompt. It's thinking. Ah, nice. So here we go. So basically, I'm doing a summary of a summary. The book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a 28-minute video. 28-minute video summary of Atomic Habits. So that's another thing in order to increase my productivity is if there's a book I'm interested in, I will look for a summary of that book on YouTube and listen to it at 1.5x speed, at faster speed. And then if it's a book that like Atomic Habit, I've done this, I will actually then, the full book, I'll do the audio book, and I'll listen to that at, typically I'll listen to that at 1.5 to 2 times speed, and I'll walk at the same time. So anyway, going back to NoteBookLM, I like this. Atomic Habits by James Clear summary. It enumerates them 1 through 9. This is a nice format. The habit loop. It talks to you about habits, trigger, cue, craving, response, loop habits. Okay, 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious. I really like this. I've actually listened to the audiobook like 5 times. But this really helps. So you can even go back to that. This is good. This is good. I'm excited. Oh, and it has citations too. Well, also too is this transcript is excellent. So you have a book that's actually in a the original book is actually is very organized. So then we have a summary. This person here clearly is an organized person, and he wrote an excellent summary. Now we have a summary of a summary, and then here's the citations. So you can verify the work. This citation checking, human checking, may come up when you're doing, let's say, like academic research. This is excellent. Okay, so click this. I'm going to save this one. Atomic Habits. This was very satisfying. Yeah. So I'm going to say more hits than misses. This was another productive session. So last night I did this, and I went through like over 10 videos. A lot of videos I didn't watch. I just said, okay, I'm going to just put this in the trash bin because I'm not going to watch. But then there's other videos where I would just get very exciting results. So that's a summary. So going back to the notes here. So I've had 10 social media trends. So this was yesterday I did a Wix versus Squarespace table, and it gave me a different output, and it gave me a much better output. It was Squarespace versus Wix, and then pros and cons of each of the categories. So I'm learning how to do this, but I feel pretty comfortable now where I have a workflow for, let's say, in the evenings. One of my hobbies is to go through YouTube videos, productivity videos, and so this has been the thing. This is how before I even listen to the video, this is what I'll do. I will look for a summary, then I'll triage it. If I am not interested in this video, then I will ignore it. That saves time. Then if it's a good video, I'll read the summary. The summary may take me 1 or 2 minutes. Then I may be done. Or I may want to listen to just part of the video. Or I may want to, some of these videos that we came across, like this Atomic Habit summary and Modern Millies videos, those I will listen more carefully. And so it's now starting yesterday and then today, this has become a new habit of mine, a new way of and I'm excited because it's going to save me a lot of time and comprehend the information better. Now, another thing I want to let you know too is in Google's introduction, because I went through their introductions and their announcements. This is just the beginning. So they announced this on December 6th. To me, this is the beginning. December 6th, when Google introduced Gemini, this is the beginning of the artificial intelligence revolution. Now, yes, OpenAI, ChatGPT, and GPT-4 is available. Microsoft Copilot has it, but it's not as easily accessible as Gemini. Anybody with a Gmail account can access it through NoteBookLM or through Bard. Now, the Microsoft Edge browser is powered by GPT-4, and I have uses for it. There's uses for it, but it limits. You can only put 400 characters, which is about 800 words. And if you want to use their Copilot product on Office 365, like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, you need to have an enterprise account with over 300 licenses. So as of January 2024, it's not accessible to most people. It's only accessible to people with corporations with over 300 licenses that actually sign on to the Copilot. But Google has been generous, and they're providing this artificial intelligence with basically unlimited word input capabilities. And Gemini is going to just keep getting better. They are committed to making it better. Gemini Pro, which is the middle tier, basically Gemini Ultra is for very complex operations, but it requires a lot of computing power. Gemini Pro is designed for wide usage on a large scale. Like, for example, what we're doing right now, NoteBookLM and the Bard with the extensions. But they're going to keep improving the products And as they get more feedback, it's going to keep getting better. But 2024, actually in December of 2023, because I've been looking at the artificial intelligence and how to use it in the setting of the office basically for most people, office, not like artistic things, but for the office or like the college student or the high school student. I've been following both Microsoft Copilot and Google, but in December, I've decided to put a lot of attention into Gemini and trying to incorporate it into my workflow to increase my personal productivity.